Hey, hi, hello. Welcome back. I'm really excited about today's video. I know that these videos, well, I've only done one so far, hasn't been successful as some of my other videos, but it's something do you hear my throat? It's something I absolutely love doing, and I love connecting my art into my booktube. So, oh my God, it's back. I stayed up late reading last night and my throat obviously is trying to kill me because of it. So I love connecting my art into my booktube channel. I think it is a fun way for me to express myself a little bit in a different way. This series is where I take popular book covers that we probably know and recognize, and draw them into my style. So that means I take pretty much what's already there. I don't try to reinvent the wheel, and I just draw it in my style. So today I'm going to be doing two book covers. I'm going to be doing Shadow and Bone, and I am going to be doing Rule of Wolves. So if you're wondering why these two kind of feel random, it's because I did Six of Crows, Crooked Kingdom, and King of Scars in my last one. I'll have it linked somewhere. But I'm really excited to be bringing this to you today. What you can expect from this video is I'm going to go more in depth and kind of walk you through my drawing and my thoughts for Shadow and Bone, but I am going to do kind of a quick just recap. You'll see the speed drawing. We'll talk about it at the end of Rule of Wolves. I did finish Rule of Wolves last night. That's what I was saying up late reading. I'm not going to say any thoughts here because I've already technically said thoughts in 3 different videos, but they will be coming out / have already come out at the point of you watching this. When I talk about my style, the first thing I always think of is symmetry. It's very important to me right now. I feel like I'm just drawn to it. I think it looks nice. I like how it looks. It's pulling me in. I don't think I'm always going to be drawing like this, and I don't always draw like this, but it is something that I'm attracted to, so I'm going to be using it. Another thing I really like is flat blocks of color or like subtle gradients. With these book covers, I'm trying to match some of the textures that are in the background. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it. So I do kind of have more of a textured approach than I normally would, but I think it looks nice, so I'm gonna keep it in. And then another thing I would describe my style as is definitely line art heavy. I really like the look of line art. I think it looks nice. I like using it as like a pop of color or as an area of contrast to draw your eye to a certain area. I'm really excited to get started with you. Just looking at these covers back to back with each other, I think that Shadow and Bone is going to be easier for me to do. It's already kind of leading itself up into that symmetry with these horns being pretty much symmetrical and this at the bottom being symmetrical. The Shadow and Bone part isn't, but I think I can work with that pretty easily and just have it be done well. Whereas Rule of Wolves, yes, the badge is symmetrical and like the general shape on the outline is symmetrical, but this tree is very much not so, and I think it's hard to get organic things to look good with symmetry. I also am noticing, I don't know if I'm able to show you, but I'm gonna try, in the background of Rule of Wolves, let's see if I can focus. Yeah, you can see it like here, there's almost like this thumbprint pattern behind it, and I really love that, and I'm going to try to encompass that as best as possible. I am going to make the decision right now, like I did with King of Scars. I'm going to be ignoring the stuff in the corners because I need to focus on the main part. I can't be getting into all of the details of all of that stuff. So for Shadow and Bone, I'm pretty much going to drop in some solid background color. I'm going to knock out the antlers, I'm going to knock out this bottom bit, and then I'm going to sit and focus on the text, and then I'll kind of do any details that I feel like are necessary. I will be drawing on my iPad Pro, which is the 10.5 inch, and I will be using Procreate, and I will most likely be drawing in a 6x9 canvas, and I will be using my Apple Pencil as well. Both of them should be fully charged right now. If not, I'm screwed. Okay, so I've got my screen recorder going, and as long as nothing goes wrong, I will have it on screen with me at this time. But last time something really funky happened, and I don't know what that was, and I do apologize for that. So I hope that's not gonna happen again. The first thing I would like to do is, and so I have my iPad right in front of me, and I have the book right next to it. So I'm gonna change the background color. I have a lot of palettes, but this is definitely like a cool medium gray. So I think I might choose something like this, but I'm not gonna leave it like that. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my textured brush. I think this is the one I've been using, and I'm gonna put it onto like a blue color, not that blue. like a faint blue color so that I can get some more blue into this background. And then I'm just going to draw it in. Is this what I wanted? This is not what I wanted. I'm not feeling this. I'm not feeling this at all. Let's go to hue saturation. Maybe it's more of like a green. That's closer, but I'm still not super happy with this background color. So let's go adjust that slightly, make it a little darker maybe. Okay, and then I wanted to, on top of this color, do something a little bit, just a little bit lighter and a little bit less saturated. And then I think in the corners, I might just darken it up slightly. So I'll select the color of the background and then I'll go in and I'll darken it up and maybe just add like a hint of saturation to it, because adding saturation to your shadows is it's a fun trick. It's a good way to bring in some color to your work, especially if you like really muted colors. Pretty happy with that. I'm gonna turn down the texture slightly, maybe down to like 65. And let's get started on the actual drawing part of this now. So the brush I use is called the Strathmore 3.01. I got it for free online somewhere. It's my favorite. If not, I use the dry ink brush, which I've apparently selected the dry ink brush. So let's just do that. So for the horns, I'm not gonna go completely white. As you can see, like next to this cream color is white. I'm gonna choose like a slightly off white. And I'm just gonna start kind of at the top with a thin, and then I'm going to put more pressure as I go. And so then I'm going to zoom in slightly to, and you can see because I set up that symmetry, it's going to draw on both sides for me and I don't have to worry so much about it. So I'm going to thicken this up. And if I ever get like really quiet in this video, I'm probably just going to speed things up. So don't be like alarmed if things get sped up. Okay, cool. I'm pretty happy with that. So next I'm just gonna focus on those buildings at the bottom. I think I will come back to these antlers a little bit later, but for right now, this is perfectly fine. It's exactly what I wanted. So I'm gonna draw this first shape here that I kind of see, and then I'm going to draw the next one over, and then I'm gonna draw this big boy. So I'm basically breaking down what I'm looking at on the cover into basic shapes, and I'm starting to realize that I drew this too low. So that's fine. All I have to do is make sure that my snapping is on and just move it up slightly. And I really like to come in, do a block of color is what I call it, and then erase away from it. So I add and I erase a lot when I am doing art like this. And then I'm going to do these kind of shapes that are out here. That's not right. That's fine. I'll block it out with the eraser tool. Okay, well, I turned the camera off for a little bit because I was going to be working on the text portion of it, and I'm not absolutely 100% in love with the option that I have chosen, but I think it's just going to have to be what it is because I don't have any Gothic text on my iPad, and I don't feel like spending the time searching, finding the ones that'll work on Procreate, downloading them, getting them set, and then even seeing if they'll work. So I'm using this like Ruin. It's like ruins, you know, like R-U-N-E-S, ruins font, and I think it's perfectly fine. I think it'll do for, you know, this is just like a fun little thing that I'm doing on the side. And then I forgot to turn you all back on when I was starting to work on the shadows, so I got really into that. But I will show you right now what I am looking at. So here's where we're at. I definitely think something needs to be adjusted, and I think that thing is I want to do some layers on top of things. So I want to put a layer at the top, and I want to put my drawing assist on, and I want to get down to my texture that I've been using before, and I think I want to put some shadows into the corners because we lost all of our corner shadows when I started drawing because I've drawn over them. And then I want to do another one, and I'm gonna pick a lighter color, less saturation in your light colors, and I'm gonna put it on top of everything. And this one is definitely gonna have to be put onto blending mode. I feel like it looks really good everywhere except like right around the buildings. So maybe I need to come in here with my dry brush again and make these just like a little bit darker. So I think I'm going to take a few moments on my own to kind of nitpick and maybe add a few more antler just branches in and stare at this for a while. And then, oh, I need to add Leigh Bardugo's name in at some point. And then I'll come back and we can discuss. Okay, and that's it for Shadow and Bone. I'm really excited. This took me probably about an hour in total to work on from beginning to end, maybe closer to 45 minutes. I can spend way more time on something like this, but this was definitely a quicker project that I wanted to work on. So let's look at it together. I'm pretty happy with this. I did end up adding some more antlers and just kind of adding some white around that bottom tower. I don't know if I'll keep it or not, but I will definitely by the end of this video know if I'm going to keep it or not. I like how it looks in some places and I don't love how it looks in others. So that's kind of my iffiness. Or maybe I just don't like how contrasty it is. So I'm happy with that. I actually really like how it turned out. I think I got the essence of the book down. The text definitely would be my biggest bone to pick, Shadow and Bone. But I really like the smoke and how I kind of changed it up from the original one. I think that the kind of smoke fold darkness plays a bigger part in the book, especially in the second half, that they could have maybe just had a little bit more of, but I mean, I don't think the actual cover is bad by any means at all. So I also took out the quote by Veronica Roth off the top and number one New York Times bestseller, because I added that in some of them and I didn't add it in all of them. And I'm just like, you know what? If it doesn't feel empty, I'm not going to do it. So I'm not going to do it. I am happy with this. I definitely don't think it's the greatest thing I've ever made, but I'm happy with it. So now let me get some time to myself and then we'll come back and we will speed talk through Rule of Wolves together. Okay, so let's look at Rule of Wolves. I had some hard time with that tree for sure. I like how in the end the branches look, but I don't like how the trunk looks. And I'd love to kind of take a crack at this another time, but it is what it is at this point. I got some of that like thumbprint pattern in the background, but it's so faint, you really don't notice it a ton, but maybe kind of on the sides you'll see it. I love the combination of the red and the white and this kind of like burnt gray color. And I really like how the type came out at the very end. I think it looks really cool with the gradient on it because I was trying to match the actual gradient of the book. I like that I included the crescent moon. So when I was staring at the book, I knew I wanted something kind of at the top there. And I tried a few different things in the top middle section, but finally I noticed on the cover there is a little crescent moon here. And I decided, you know what? I do love me some crescent moons. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be like a little screwing things in. I'm not totally sure if it's actually supposed to be a moon because I don't know what a moon has to do with anything in this book, but I decided to add it. Overall, I am happy with it. It is not my favorite that I've done so far of these, draw these covers in my styles, but I like it. I like it decently enough. And it actually is already on my Instagram because I posted it for the announcement of Rule of Wolves coming out. Yeah, that's kind of it for this video. I'm really excited about bringing more of these to you all. I like doing them. They're fun. They're a little bit of a challenge, and they're not too hard, but they're not too easy either. Name some book covers down below that you think would be fun for me to draw. I already have an idea for my next one in this series that I'd hopefully like to do one of these videos once a month. I can't promise that, but I think it'd be really fun to do some type of art bookish video once a month to kind of give me a break from having to vlog and think of other ideas. Again, I can't promise anything because these videos do take a lot of work on my part. Really quickly, let's look at the two covers together. So I have Shadow and Bone here and comparing it to the actual cover that I was looking at, and here's Rule of Wolves comparing it to the actual cover that I was looking at. Do you have a favorite? I think my favorite's Shadow and Bone, just the cover redesign part, of course. My actual favorite cover is Six of Crows, and I really like my redesign for that cover too. I think it came out really, really good. You can watch that in the video I linked earlier if you want to see it. I will be going now. Thank you for watching. I'll leave some stuff at the end, so if you want to look at them for a little bit longer, you can. But for now, I'm outie. Thanks for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you so much. I don't remember how my outro goes, but until next time, I'll talk to you in the comments. Bye.